Hello, everyone, and welcome. So, you're thinking about Vietnam for 2025? Awesome choice. In this explainer, we're going to break down everything you need to know to plan the perfect, unforgettable trip. Think of us as your personal guide.
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First up, we'll get into why Vietnam is the place to be right now. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of planning. From there, we're taking a trip from north to south, talking all about the amazing food. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with some tips to help you travel smart and safe.
All right, so let's kick things off with the big question, right? Why Vietnam, and why is everyone talking about it for 2025? Let's get into what all the buzz is about.
Well, it's really this killer combination of things. I mean, first, the landscapes are just wow. We're talking everything from those iconic emerald waters in Halong Bay to the misty, magical mountains of Sapa. And the food? Oh, the food! It was literally voted the best in the world. On top of all that, you've got this deep, fascinating culture. And here's the best part. It's incredible value for your money. It's the whole package, really.
Okay, so it's easy to get excited, but now let's get practical. How do you actually make this happen? This next part is all about turning that dream trip into a solid, workable plan.
Now, this is super important to get right. Vietnam is long and skinny, so the weather can be totally different depending on where you are. Think of it in 3 zones. Up north, around Hanoi and Halong Bay, you're aiming for March to April or September to November. That's when you get that beautiful, dry, pleasant weather. For the middle part, the central coast, if you want beach time in Hoi An or Da Nang, you'll want to go between February and August. And then way down south, for Ho Chi Minh City and the Mekong Delta, the best time to explore is during the dry season, which runs from November to April.
And now for my favorite part, the budget. This is where Vietnam just blows other destinations out of the water. You can have an absolutely incredible time, and I mean everything. Your stay, all that amazing food we'll talk about, plus activities, for about 2,500 Indian rupees a day. Seriously, it's one of the best value trips you can take for sure.
So how do you get around once you're there? Well, it's super easy and cheap. If you're really watching your wallet, local buses are the way to go between cities. For those longer hauls, I'm a big fan of the sleeper buses. I mean, you travel while you sleep and save money on a night's accommodation. It's a win-win. But if you're feeling adventurous and want total freedom, you've got to rent a motorbike. It's cheap and the best way to see the countryside. Or if you want to kick back and enjoy the view and comfort, the trains are amazing, really scenic.
Okay, planning's done. Now for the fun part. Let's actually go on a journey. We're going to start up north and make our way all the way down to the south. You're about to see just how incredibly different each part of this country is.
First up, northern Vietnam. This is really the cultural heart of the country. Just imagine wandering through the chaotic, ancient streets of Hanoi's Old Quarter. It's an experience in itself. Then you've got the world-famous Halong Bay, cruising between those thousands of limestone islands. But don't sleep on Ninh Binh. They call it Halong Bay on land for a reason. You're in a little boat, floating through rice paddies with these massive cliffs all around you. And if you're up for a trek, the rice terraces in Sapa, they'll take your breath away. Unforgettable.
Okay, heading down into central Vietnam, the whole vibe just changes. It's this amazing mix of grand history and chilled-out beach life. You've got Hue, the old imperial capital, where you can just wander through the massive walled city and see the royal tombs. Then, a little ways down the coast, you can just relax on the gorgeous beaches of Da Nang. But the real jewel here is Hoi An. Seriously, when the sun goes down and all the lanterns light up, it's pure magic. It feels like you've stepped back in time.
And finally, we hit the south, and it is a whole different world again. First, you're hit with the sheer energy of Ho Chi Minh City. It's this buzzing modern metropolis that never sleeps. But then, just a short trip away, you can go underground into the Cu Chi tunnels and get a real sense of Vietnam's wartime history. Head even further south into the Mekong Delta, and life slows right down. It's all about the river, with these incredible floating markets. And after all that exploring, well, you've earned some beach time on Phu Quoc Island. It's an actual tropical paradise.
Look, we can talk about the sights all day, but let's be real. A trip to Vietnam is a trip for your taste buds. This is a culinary adventure, first and foremost. There's a reason it was voted the best food destination on the planet. So let's get into the good stuff, the dishes you absolutely have to try.
Of course, we have to start with pho. You might think, it's just noodle soup, but no. It is so much more than that. It's a national obsession. It's all about the broth, this incredibly rich, fragrant soup that's been simmering for hours with spices. You add your own fresh herbs, a squeeze of lime. It is the ultimate comfort food and the true taste of Vietnam.
Next up, another absolute knockout from Hanoi,
bun cha. Okay, picture this. You get these little grilled pork patties that are smoky and delicious. They come swimming in this light, sweet and sour dipping sauce. On the side, you've got a pile of rice noodles and a mountain of fresh herbs. You just dip everything in and wow, that balance of smoky, sweet, savory, and fresh is just perfection.
Now, when you're in Hoi An, you have to seek out a dish called cao lao. It is completely unique to that town, and here's why. The noodles have this special, chewy texture because they can only be made with water from one specific ancient well in Hoi An. How cool is that? They serve it with slices of pork and these crunchy cracklings. You're literally tasting a piece of history.
And, of course, the banh mi, the king of sandwiches. This is the perfect mashup of French and Vietnamese culture. You've got the crispy French baguette, but then it's packed with all these amazing Vietnamese fillings. Pâté, grilled pork, pickled carrots and daikon, heaps of fresh cilantro. It's savory, tangy, fresh, and crunchy all at once. The perfect street food.
Okay, last section. We want to make sure your trip is amazing from start to finish, which means being prepared. So let's quickly go over a few essential tips to help you travel smart, stay safe, and have a totally stress-free adventure.
You absolutely have to eat the street food, but I know some people get nervous. So here's how to do it safely. Rule number 1, follow the locals. If a stall is packed with Vietnamese people, you know it's good and it's fresh. High turnover is your friend. And just remember the simple rule. Boil it, cook it, peel it, or forget it. Stick to food that's cooked hot right in front of you, and you'll be golden.
Now, a special note for any women traveling solo. I want you to know that Vietnam is considered one of the safest countries in Southeast Asia for you. There's a real culture of respect. That said, you should always use your common sense, just like you would anywhere. You know, stick to well-lit places at night, secure your stuff, and use an app like Grab for getting around. It's super reliable. But the biggest thing is just to trust your gut. You've got this.
Okay, and my last tip might be the most important one for having a truly amazing trip. It's all about showing respect for the local culture. It's the little things that make a huge difference. Like when you visit a temple, cover your shoulders and knees. Learn just 2 words, Xin Chao for hello and Come on for thank you. People will love it. And always, always ask before you take a close-up photo of someone. These small acts of respect will completely change your interactions for the better.
So there you have it. From the incredible mountains in the north to the bustling river markets in the south, Vietnam is a country that's just waiting to be explored. It's filled with a lifetime's worth of stories. The only question is, what story are you going to write?